Welcome to my top 10 most anticipated comics for March 22nd, 2023. Guys, I'm Mike Spider Slayer. Welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. Guys, it's never too early to start that pull list for next week, and hopefully this list helps you make decisions on what comic books to buy. Before we dive into it, guys, I just gotta give a quick shout out to Whatnot. Guys, if you haven't downloaded Whatnot today, it's absolutely for free. You can do it by using my link in the description box below, and when you make your first purchase, whatever auction you decide to go on, whether it's buying comics, cards, Legos, video games, Funko Pops, you will get $15 off of your first purchase. Again, it's absolutely for free. There's no strings attached to it, guys. So that is my gift to you. Download Whatnot app today. All right, guys. So here we go. Let's dive into the most anticipated with the hot seat. And the hot seat is the newest Doctor Strange comic book that's getting ready to come out. Doctor Strange issue 1. This is coming from the pages of Clea, where we get to see Stephen Strange reunited with Clea and Wong, and it's back to business as usual. This is Jed MacKay's book. So if you read his Clea book and you like his Moon Knight book and you like Mary Jane and Black Cat, Taskmaster, he's getting ready to write the Avengers. He's done a lot for Marvel. You might want to give this one a try. I'm not a huge Doctor Strange fan, but I will definitely give it a try because of the track record of Jed MacKay. So this is legacy numbering 427, and the page count on this one is 36 pages and $5. Here's a book that's on the rise. I actually dropped this book because I felt like it wasn't going anywhere, but now all of a sudden we're going to get a summer filled with like symbiotes and all kinds of stuff, and I'm always a sucker for that stuff. And the book that's on that rise is Carnage issue 11. We got Cletus Cassidy is back. Like, I guess he's officially back, part of the Carnage symbiote. He's one with it again, and some reason, somehow, if you read The King in Black, he was trapped in this extrembio armor or whatnot. Now he's part of it. I don't know. I have to go back and reread it or whatever it is. But he's going to be in this event, and it's going to be crossing over with like Miles Morales and stuff like that. So I know you guys are tired of events, but when it comes to Spider books, you know how I feel about that stuff. So Carnage, hey, let's see what it has to offer, right? 28 pages, $4. Let's kick off number 10. Number 10 here, we got Deceased War of the Undead Gods. This is issue 7. Tom Taylor's series continues on here. I feel like I am fatigued by the Deceased storyline. I feel like it doesn't offer anything really different or anything new at this point. I've enjoyed it, but I seem like every issue that comes out, there's nothing new, nothing exciting, or nothing that really progresses the plot. There's always something that kind of makes your jaw drop, like a death or a particular character becomes somebody, right? But there's nothing that really, like, adds to the storyline except shock value, and that's been the problem with this one here. We get to see our heroes try to come up with a plan to try to stop the zombies once again. We saw that in the last volume. Unfortunately, again, I feel like this is one volume too many when it comes to the Deceased storyline. I'm gonna complete it. We'll see what happens here. This is 32 pages, $4. Great artwork though. Coming in at number 9, you guys are going to be surprised at this one, I think. We have Nightwing. This is issue 102. So we have Nightwing teaming up with the Teen Titans, but the beginning of the last story arc was just something that was like totally forgettable. You got that guy that always had that smile on his face and stuff like that, and I didn't find it interesting. You know, it was just like, why do I care? Like, we had one storyline that lasted so long and it finally ended, and now you got Nightwing that's teaming up with the Teen Titans, and it didn't seem like they really shined all that much in the last issue. Now, it could have been just one issue that I did not like, and then I put this lower on the countdown, but I'm a little bit worried about Nightwing right now. I feel like maybe Tom Taylor might be a little bit too I don't know, he's stretched out. Maybe he's writing too many books, and that's why maybe his books stall out a little bit. 40 pages, $5. Moving on to number 8, we have Superman issue 2. Now you're gonna say, Michael, you like this book, so why is this so low on your list? It's not that it's low on my list because it was bad, or it's just that there are other books that have proven itself for a longer period of time why they rank higher. And there's some good books out there, at least in my opinion. Another reason why this might be on my list a little bit lower is because of Parasite. I'm not a huge fan of the Parasite villain, but whatever the case may be, the first issue of Superman was really nice. It kind of gives you the feel of who the character was once again, right? I mean, we've been through so much with Superman and people dropped off of it, especially because of Brian Michael Bendis, and it just seemed like we got a Superman that we recognized, and I think that's what we liked about the first issue of it. And now we get introduction to this new character like Moonlight or something like that. So I don't know, we'll see what it has to offer. It's funny how it's Moonlight, not Moon Knight. I don't know. 32 pages, $5 there. Number 7, we have The Punisher, issue 10. I feel like The Punisher's getting ready to wrap up. Things are starting to heat up here. We wind up getting Maria's discovery of, you know, the secrets from the past when it comes to Frank Castle. The last issue was a lot of action, balls to the walls. Frank Castle just doing battle against the god of war in there, Ares, and stuff like that. Overall, it's been a great book. I know people have had its disagreements when it's come to the Punisher, how he's putting down his guns and using swords, but it's been a fun ride, let me tell you. And in the last issue, he also used a gun in there too. So excellent stuff. Looking forward to seeing how this thing concludes. I don't know if Jason Aaron's going to continue it or if this is, you know, the story he wants to tell here. So legacy numbering 254, 36 pages, $5. Moving on to number 6, we have Spider-Man: The Lost Hunt, issue 5. Really great story here. I liked the last issue. Some people felt that the story, when it came to Kraven's origin, was a little bit, you know, lackluster or boring or dull or whatnot. I enjoyed it. I love learning that history of Kraven. And here we get the final battle. Peter has overcome the spell that he was under, and now he's just going to have to, you know, take on Krager and whatnot. So I'm looking forward to that. 28 pages. $4, not much to say about there, but J.M. DeMatteis, hopefully he can write more Spider-Man stories. Top 5, we have Joe Fixit, issue 3. This is great, man. I love Peter David as he's writing a lot of these classic stories. This time he's writing Joe Fixit. Just seeing this gray Hulk being in a casino, hitting it on, getting it on with the ladies, and inviting Spider-Man to be part of his side is pretty badass. And he's taking on Kingpin, and yeah, it's just been a fun ride. I definitely enjoy it. This is one of those books that you can't take seriously. It's just a comic book where it reminds you of like when you were a kid. You read comic books for just fun, right? And sometimes we forget about that. Like we're a bunch of YouTubers and we review comics and we give our opinions online and, you know, share our thoughts. Like we tend to, I feel, over analyze things, or we think too hard about them. And remember, when you were a kid and why you love comics to begin with is because you love the artwork. And it didn't matter what it looked like, right? The story, it was just like, oh man, look at them punching each other and stuff like that. This book is that. That's exactly what this is. And sometimes we got to get reminded of like why we fell in love with comics to begin with. So I get off my soapbox here. That's 28 pages and that's $4. Coming in at number 4, another one of those comics. This is Flash, issue 795, The 1 Minute War, part 6. We're getting ready to conclude this very soon. You know, we're going to see how the Flash family deals with the Fraction here. We get to see Irie in the last issue become a solid hero. We get to see Jay Garrick be this badass at the end of the last issue too. Great artwork, fun story, not an overly complex plot. It's just what comics are, you know. That's at least how they used to be, and you know, just simple. Sometimes you don't, again, have to overtell a story, and that's what this book does. So number 4 on my list this week, guys. 32 pages, $4. Top 3, here we go. A book that is always on my radar every single time. I don't think this has fallen below top 3 whenever it's come out. This is World's Finest. This is issue 13. And the reason why it's not number 1 is because I really don't know that much about Metamorpho, and he's making his appearance here in this World's Finest book for the first time. But again, this book has a proven track record. Every single issue that has come out with Mark Waid has been absolutely phenomenal. So I'm looking forward to learning more about him and seeing what he has to offer in this issue of World's Finest. This is 32 pages and $4. Coming in at number 2 is Vanish, issue 5. When I saw this coming out, I'm like, whoa, like I totally forgot that Vanish even existed. When you read that many comic books, you do tend to forget, certain books exist when they take these breaks. And now that Vanish is back, and I remember reading saying it was coming back in March, and at that time I was like, man, that's far away, but here we are, we're in March, and it's making its return. Oliver, the Chosen One, is coming back, and in the last couple issues, dude, he's been powering up hardcore, trying to take on the supposed villains, which I feel that he is going to be the major villain in this comic book. Ryan Stegman's artwork is phenomenal in this story. Oh my God, I cannot wait to get the return of this story back. This is 32 pages and this is $4. Remember, guys, after number 1, we are not done talking about comic books. We still got those noteworthy comics to talk about. And my number 1 comic book goes to The Amazing Spider-Man issue 22. You guys may not agree with me on this at all, but let me tell you guys, this is what we've been waiting for, right? This is it. This is the story that leads into this whole debacle mess of Mary Jane and Peter Parker. Now, whether you don't like the villain that sent him into this different dimension to begin with is a different story. Like I can get that. I can get behind it, but he may not be the main reason why they broken up. He just sends them to a different place, right? I mean, who knows? We'll find out. There's still a lot of questions to be answered here, and that's why this is so high on my list, because I want to read this story, and we finally gotten to this point. So at least it's not stalled anymore. At least you're going to get your answers within the next 3 or 4 issues. Whether you agree with it or not, right? That's fine. But at least we're getting the answers, and that's why this is so high on my list as most anticipated comic. This is legacy numbering 916, 28 pages, $4. Okay, let's talk about some of the noteworthy books. Number 1, we have She-Hulk issue 11. This book has dropped way down, and I'm actually thinking of dropping it because it's such a stall and nothing is really accomplished in this story. It's like a love story between She-Hulk and Jack of Hearts, and that's really it. And I'm starting to get bored with it. Next, we have Darth Vader issue 32 for the Star Wars fans. We have Extreme X-Men issue 4. We move on to some DC books. We got Wonder Woman, issue 797. Not that you guys are really excited about that. It's just there's not a lot of comic books besides my most anticipated that I saw that will catch a lot of people's eyes. I could be wrong. We got Catwoman, issue 53. We have Batman One Bad Day, Ra's al Ghul, issue 1. I heard the Clayface one was actually really good. Then we move on to a few indies. We got Grimm issue 9. Some of you enjoyed Blue Book issue 2 or issue 1, and now there's issue 2. But probably one of the most highly anticipated comics that we are looking forward to when it comes to indies is The Neighbors issue 1 from Boom Studios. I'll be definitely checking that one out myself. So there you guys have it. There are my most anticipated and noteworthy comic books. Yes, coming out for March 22nd, 2023. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Now, you can vote for my favorite comic book cover of the week. And of course, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. And keep buying, keep collecting, but always remember, please read your comics. Guys, I'll see you real soon. Take care. Bye.